Good evening once again, and welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you HCAC women's basketball. Tonight, the Earlham Quakers coming in at 2-21 overall, 2-14 in HCAC play will be hosting the Beavers of Bluffton University, coming in at 19-4 overall and 13-3 in conference play. I'm Troy Daragowski. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. It has undoubtedly been a long year for this Earlham basketball team. Got off to a slow start, and then, of course, losing Janelle Iden, their head coach, and now trying to go through the transition of an interim head coach until the end of this season, and certainly have not played well over the last couple of games. They're coming off back-to-back losses to Rose-Hulman, 71 to 21 in a game which they shot only 12% in that game. That's right, 12%, scoring just 21 points, and then they go on the road to Hanover and lose that contest 93 to 71. And unfortunately tonight they play a team that is red hot. The Beavers have won 4 straight and 11 of their last 13. And if you look at the 4 losses they've had this year, they're only 19 points away from being undefeated on the season. And the other thing about this Beaver basketball team, they play well on the road. They're 9-1 on the road this season. When we come back in a couple of moments here on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll scout Bluffton coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll talk about the HCAC, where we stand right now, the tail of the tape, the Bluffton player to watch tonight, and, of course, the starting lineup is coming up in a few moments as well. Stay right there. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Tonight's Scouting Report is brought to you by Harrington Oak Insurance. At Harrington Oak, they spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of the industry changes. They're a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Oak insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502. or go to their website, harringtonoak.com, to request a quote. Harrington Oak Insurance, we got it. Bluffton 19-4 coming in, 13-3 in the conference. As mentioned a little bit ago, they've won 11 out of their last 13. The last time they met the Quakers back on December the 7th, Bluffton won that contest easily, 88-54. Macy Shear led the way, 21 points and 10 rebounds. Rachel Binding ended up with 18 points. Hannah Franklin at 12 for the Quakers. Bluffton ended up having a banner night in the paint, 60 points in the paint that night, and they had 24 second-chance points in that contest as well. They're led by 3 very good players. Casey Rowe, 14.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.5 steals. We'll highlight her in a moment. Macy Shear at 14.3 points and 6.7 rebounds. And then Rachel Binding, 13.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, 1.9 blocks, and also a 52% shooter. They average around 68 points per game, only give up 55. A very good defensive basketball team coming in here tonight. They shoot the ball well as well, 40% as a team. They also average 41.3 rebounds and almost 16 assists per game. They will share the basketball here tonight, and they will play excellent defense. Quakers will have to have almost a perfect game in this one tonight in order to knock off this Bluffton basketball team. The scouting report once again brought to you by Harrington Hoke Insurance. We'll come back in a couple of moments. The HCAC report is coming up next. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank, a bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, with just 2 games remaining, Rose-Hulman about ready to wrap things up. They would be the regular season champion. They have a 2-game lead over Bluffton. Rose-Hulman at 15-1, Bluffton at 13-3. So Bluffton wins tonight, and Rose-Hulman wins tonight. Rose-Hulman will win the conference outright. And, of course, if Rose loses tonight, Bluffton wins 1 game remaining to at least tie, and then you go down to the tiebreaker between those 2 teams. Transylvania is 11-5. Franklin and Hanover both at 10-6. Defiance still trying to get into the top 6. They're 9-7. Manchester 7-9. Anderson and Earlham both at 2-14. Mount St. Joe is 1-15 on the season. We'll come back. Tail of the tape is coming up next. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. It's Earlham and Bluffton coming up in a moment. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Well, time once again to put these 2 teams side by side as we compare the numbers, and you get a pretty good idea of why a team like Bluffton is playing as well as they are coming into this one here tonight, and why the Quakers have struggled this season. Let's take a look at these 2 teams again side by side in the tail of the tape, brought to you by Subway. Again, you see the points per game, a huge difference there for Bluffton. The defensive side, about a 15-point difference in favor of the Beavers as well. The shooting percentage, about 4 points, but that's a big number when you consider your team is shooting at 40.2%. The three-point numbers are almost even, about a point favor there for Bluffton. The rebounds, and again, a big favor there by Bluffton. And then the turnovers. Look at that number for Earlham. 20.9 turnovers per game. That has been a huge Achilles heel this year for this Quaker basketball team, is turning the basketball over. They cannot turn the ball over tonight if they plan on staying this game. The tail of the tape, again, brought to you by Subway. Now, a lot of players to watch in this one tonight, but we want to highlight Casey Rowe tonight. You look at her numbers, very even across the board. But the one thing that sticks out the most, other than the 14.5 points and nearly 7 rebounds, is those 2.5 steals. And that's back where guard play will be big tonight for the Quakers. They got to find a way to make sure that Casey Rowe doesn't get off tonight when it comes to getting steals in pressure, and leading that, of course, to transition points tonight for Bluffton. So our player to watch is Casey Rowe, again, of Bluffton. We will come back on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. We will have the starting lineups coming up in just a couple of moments. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
I am your physician.
I am your caregiver.
I am your spiritual support.
I am here to help you be independent
and achieve your optimal health.
But I am also a cancer survivor.
I am living with diabetes.
I am a chef.
And an artist.
I am your neighbor.
I am the face of Reed Health.
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 Reed Health, right beside you.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. Back once again here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, the campus of Earlham College. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups here for tonight. Let's start first off with the Beavers of Bluffton. Here's how they'll go this evening, at least from what we've been told already. TJ Mills, a 5'4 freshman out of Dayton. She'll get the start tonight wearing number 3. Casey Rowe, 5'9 and a junior, averaging 14.5 points per game, number 5. Abigail O'Donnell, 5'11 and a junior. She's out of Arcanum, number 20. Macy Shear, 5'6 and a junior, averaging 14.3 points per game. By the way, they told me earlier she's 6 points away from 1,000 in her career. Rachel Beining, 6 foot and a senior, averaging 13.3 points per game. She wears number 34. For the Quakers tonight, here's how they're scheduled to line up. Amy Wiesner, 5'11 and a freshman out of Columbus, Indiana. Played her high school basketball at Columbus North. She wears number 4. Cameron White, 5'6 and a freshman out of Louisville, wearing number 10. Mariah Flynn, 5'11 and a junior out of Kodak, Tennessee, wearing number 14. Hannah Franklin, 5'5 and a senior out of Lynn, averaging 11.2 points per game, wearing number 30. And Maya Looney, 5'10 and a senior out of Brandenburg, Kentucky, and Maya will wear number 42. So again, for the Quakers tonight, Wiesner, White, Flynn, Franklin, and Looney. So we're ready to get this one underway. The Quakers in their home whites, Bluffton in their traveling dark uniforms, and after today, one game remaining coming up on Saturday. We'll have a doubleheader for you between the men and the women as they'll finish it out against Mount St. Joe right here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Don't forget, you can also follow along today's game with GoEarlham.com, and the live stats throughout the ball game as well. So here we go. Binding in the middle against Mariah Flynn. Size advantage will go to Binding out of Ottoville, Ohio. Flynn, though, wins the tip. It'll be Quaker basketball, and we are underway. That is Franklin. By the way, 3 3-pointers, and she will surpass the leader in 3-point field goals made in the career. And there's a foul immediately as Binding will pick up the foul, and that'll put Maya Looney at the line. Maya made a nice move to the inside with the left hand. We only have one really interesting side note on a player from Bluffton, of the starters at least, that are in the lineup here tonight. I know some of you may not find it rather interesting, but we always try to find at least one little tidbit about a different community, and we did tonight. We'll try to get to that a little bit later. It'll be Bluffton basketball. Quakers open up man-to-man. Here's Mills. Off on the right side to Rowe. Rowe stops, pops, hits it. And they're a pretty good basketball team when you consider they've won 11 out of their last 13. And the 5 players that they start tonight are 5 players that get most of the playing time. We'll get a chance to talk about that. White travels on the baseline, and that'll be a turnover. If you look at their 5 starters, they get the majority of the minutes. Rowe, Shear, Binding, Mills, and O'Donnell have all either started 22 to 23 games, and they average anywhere from 27.5 to 31 minutes per ball game. So their bench, though it is good, there's a drive ball knocked out of bounds. That is Shear going for the drive. Their bench is very good, but these 5 right here, they're going to get the majority of the minutes. The most minutes coming off the bench, Brianna Graham at 15.7. Off the inbound. Bluffton works it inside to O'Donnell, turns, fires, and hits it. Got a nice soft rim. And Bluffton on top 4-1. Out on the top here will be T.J. Mills, played, of course, at Dayton Chaminade. Very good basketball program in Ohio at the high school ranks. And stepping on the sideline will be Cameron White, and the Quakers turn it over. By the way, Kevin Hayden, the interim head coach for the Quakers. Joe Adams coming over from the men's side along with Kevin Hayden to finish out the women's season in place of Janelle Iden. Binding, baseline shot good, and they're hot early. 6-1, Bluffton on top. Quakers need to get something going here quickly. Bluffton is the kind of basketball team, they'll put you in a hole real fast, and then Quakers are not good enough offensively to play catch-up basketball, as that one is kicked. 17 on the shot clock. Again, Earlham cannot afford to fall behind here tonight, at least from a standpoint of trying to put points on the board. It just isn't going to happen. There's not been a historic team from a standpoint of scoring big points this year, as that's an air ball. And the Quakers stay with just 1 point so far here in the opening period of play. Binding off the entry. Shot off the glass, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Maya Looney. Quaker basketball. Here's Cameron White driving against Mills. Left it short. Binding with the rebound. Quickly gets it to T.J. Mills. Mills across the timeline. Drives. Will feed it off to Rowe. Rowe gets tied up, and what do we have here? Looks like a foul call. Cameron White thought she had the steal. So Looney picks up the foul. And that'll be foul number 1 on the Quakers, and a fresh 30 on the shot clock for Bluffton. That'll be Mills off the inbound. Shear will find O'Donnell for the short jumper. And it's 8-1. 4-5 shooting early now for Bluffton. And we're 7:29 remaining in the opening period. And the one thing that concerns you right now is the lack of energy right now for the Quakers. Here's White on the drive, Binding with a block. And Mills will run it down on the baseline, and Mills will bring it across the timeline herself. Here's Shear. Shot fake, drives, feeds off to Binding. Shot fake again, and she got away with a walk. That shot in the lane is no good by Rowe. And it'll be Quaker basketball. Quakers push it quickly. Wiesner gets the start here tonight. Here's Franklin, crossover, step back, pull-up shot, good. And Hannah Franklin will make it 8-3. Mills, by the way, just a freshman. Probably one of the top players in the conference, will be on the all-freshman team for the HCAC. Here's Shear, off the glass, good. Boy, and how many times we talked about men's or women's games here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, where the opposing team has gotten off to just a great start in the shooting department. It is continuing here tonight. Flynn at the post. Flynn with the left hand, up and under, nothing there, back out to Wiesner. 13 on the shot clock. Wiesner will get it to White. White driving down the lane, has her shot stripped out of her hands, and Mills comes away with it. Here's Mills driving against Wiesner. Will kick it inside, and a foul on White from behind. She got Binding. The 6-foot senior will go to the free throw line. Quakers now shooting just 20%, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Quakers going to talk about it, down by 7. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 10-3.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
We head to the free throw line. 6:02 remaining here in the opening period of play. Quakers down 10-3, and here is Binding at the line out of Ottoville, Ohio. Binding hitting 70% from the line. Trying to look down their numbers. There's really not much they don't do well. They're even a 72% free throw shooting team. Second free throw is missed. And it'll be Quaker basketball. Hannah Franklin working the point. Here's White at the right elbow. Looney trying to post a Binding underneath. Lob pass will find Flynn. Air jumper's a 2-point bucket. So Flynn gets on the board for the Quakers, and Earlham down 11-5. This will be Mills against the 2-3 zone. Shear on the right wing. Skip pass O'Donnell. Drives in the lane. There's a lot of contact right there. And I think they may get Maya Looney on the block. Again, the restricted area is the circle underneath the basket, and if you're inside that circle, it is pretty much an automatic blocking foul. And here's Abigail O'Donnell out of Arcanum, Ohio, and her free throw's up and good. Couple of changes. We'll see Shania Feathers coming in for the Quakers. We'll try to pick up the one player who's now come in for Bluffton here in a moment. Second free throw is good. Looks like that is going to be 31. We mentioned Brianna Graham. Graham is in. Wearing number 31. Graham is out of Springboro, Ohio. Feathers will feed it off to Wiesner. Wiesner starts to penetrate back outside. Here's the jumper on the way. Good. As Hannah Franklin gets on the board. 13-7. 5:09 to go. Bluffton wasting no time as they're working inside to Rowe. Feeds it now to Shear, and she'll be fouled on the way up. And right now the name of the game for Bluffton is attack inside against the Quakers. Earlham has been, at times this year, unable to stop the inside play, and they end up fouling a lot. Here is Shear at the line. Again, we mentioned 6 points away from 1,000 in her career. Quakers make a change. It'll be Kendall Spears coming in. Wiesner sits down. And also coming into the ball game will be Ashley Salyer out of Marion, Ohio. Salyer will wear number 14 now for Bluffton. 14-7. Quaker basketball down by 7. Here's Franklin at the elbow to White. White gets the screen from Flynn. Flynn will roll to the outside. Feathers Now we'll find Spears outside Franklin. Three-pointers way off the mark. Rebound battled for, picked up by Feathers, and then Feathers will be fouled by O'Donnell. And that will send Feathers to the line. So O'Donnell picks up her first. So Feathers at the line. Feathers on the year hitting at 54%, 15 of 28 from the line. The senior will be one of the seniors celebrating her final game coming up on Saturday and misses the free throw. 4:42 remaining in the quarter. In women's basketball, they play quarters. They'd gone halves for many years up until last year. Second free throw is good, and again, every fifth foul, you end up shooting 2 shots. Beavers basketball. Salyer will find Rowe. Back to Salyer. Quakers stay in that 2-3. Entry pass to Rowe. Down low. Layup good. Nice pass inside to O'Donnell. Well, you got to stay home down in that 2-3 zone. Don't get yourself caught coming up in the lane, and that's exactly what the Quakers did. Feathers lost it. Turnover Quakers. Here's Shear. 2-on-2 break the other way. Shear down the lane and will be fouled. It's either Franklin or Feathers. So Feathers picks up the foul. So here is Shear at the line. By the way, Abigail O'Donnell already 8 points here in the first half, as that free throw is good. Quakers led by Hannah Franklin with 4. And we will see for the first time today Lexi McFarland, the senior out of Memphis, Indiana. She played at Silver Creek High School. And we go back to the line once again. Here's O'Donnell. And take that back. That's Shear with a free throw. Zoe Curtis will come in now for the Quakers. Quakers will have the basketball 18-8. By the way, Curtis out of Newcastle. Franklin gets the screen. Will reverse with a right hand. Back to McFarland between the circles. Here's Franklin out front. Puts it on the floor. Drives to the basket. Blocked out of bounds by Shear. Shear, a 5'6" guard, but has long arms and does a nice job keeping that penetration in front of her as McFarland will inbound with 14 seconds on the shot clock. And the lob pass almost stolen away. Here's Franklin for 3. It's off the front of the rim. Long rebound. And it'll be Beaver basketball. That was Casey Rowe in there to take it away from the Quakers. Here's a left-hand shot from the wing. No good. Is coming up empty. Salyer. And Curtis with a rebound. And the quick outlet pass will find Spears. Spears across the timeline. And now the Quakers will set it up in the half court with 3:28 to go. McFarland at the right elbow. Spears, high post to Flynn, hands off again to McFarland. McFarland goes to her right, back to Flynn, launches the 3, and that's missed. That was a pretty quick release that time by Mariah Flynn. Here come the Beavers once again. Salyer with the basketball, back out front now to Graham. Graham stops, fires from 16 and got it. 12-point lead, Graham on the board. Graham averaging only 3.2 points per game. Spears with the basketball near the right sideline. Quakers offensively in the half court just aren't really able to do much. Here is Franklin. Step back for the jumper from 16. That's good. Quakers did a nice job setting that screen, opening things up for Franklin. Here's Graham. Graham working the point now. Shear inside shot, no good by Rowe, and coming away with it for the Quakers will be McFarland. McFarland across the 10-second line will be picked up there defensively by Graham. Here's Curtis. Curtis in the corner to McFarland. 16 on the shot clock. McFarland with the left hand. Back inside to Curtis. The defender falls down. Curtis turns and hits. Looked like that was O'Donnell who went to the floor, the junior out of Arcanum. I think she was trying to draw the offensive foul, and the official didn't buy it. So the Beavers have the basketball, leading it by 8. Rowe Works it right side to Shear. Back to Rowe. Short jumper good. And they're getting too many shots close to the basket, and the Quakers will have to push them out a little bit further defensively. 1:38 to go here in the opening period of play. Entry pass will find Curtis. Curtis with a right hand and turns it over. Stolen away by Rowe. Back the other way, one to beat, and that'll be a foul call. That's an easy call against Mariah Flynn. And Casey Rowe will go to the line. Quakers shooting 39% here in the opening quarter. And again, Bluffton shooting well at 67%, but all their shots have been in close. They've only taken 1 3-pointer so far. And they go back to the free throw line again. This is their 9th and now 10th trip to the free throw line. Meadows coming in for the Quakers. We'll also see Taylor Stroud will come in. Stroud, the freshman out of Mitchell, Indiana. Back in the ball game, T.J. Mills for the Beavers. And here's another change as we will see 43 Chelsea Moore coming in, a freshman out of Delaware, Ohio. 1:20 to go here in the opening quarter. 12-point lead now for Bluffton. Franklin off the left elbow, gets the screen from Stroud. Franklin stops, pulls back, fires and hits it from 16 again. She does a nice job on that step back and hitting the jumper. Here's Shear outside to Mills. Mills back to Shear. They're looking back inside as they brought back Binding in, and Binding can't get the shot to go. And the rebound there for the Quakers is Taylor Stroud. Here's Franklin off the screen. Franklin down the lane to Stroud, and she got hammered big time. The foul called on Macy Shear. I think Shear was a little upset. She thought she got hit on that screen and roll. So Shear picks up the first. And Stroud at the line. Stroud has been to the line 17 times. She has hit 14. That's good enough for 82%. Quakers back down by 9 with 45.1 seconds remaining. Second free throw on the way and good. So once again, Mills across the 10-second line. Quakers will stay in that 2-3 zone. Here's Graham. Skip pass now to Shear, and we have a whistle and a foul. They may get Cameron White. Or it's going to be, it's going to be Spears instead of White. That'll be the first foul now on Spears, and with the 5th team foul, everything will be 2 shots for the remainder of the quarter. Now for Bluffton, as that first free throw is no good by Macy Shear. We'll see a change here for the Beavers as the second free throw is good. And I believe that might be 1,000 for Macy Shear. So 1,000 career points for Macy Shear. Congratulations to her. As the fans that have come here to Bluffton congratulate her. And that's quite an accomplishment to hit the 1,000-point mark in your college career. Frankly, I was 2,000, but 1,000's okay. 20 seconds remaining. Quakers will play at least, they'll have about a second or so remaining on the clock. The difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Franklin on the wing. And she got fouled by Binding, no whistle. 1 second remaining, and Mills will fire and miss, and we have made it to the end of the opening period of play. And on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it's Bluffton 25, Earlham 16. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, 25-16 after the opening period of play. Abigail O'Donnell with 8 points. Casey Rowe with 6. Macy Shear with 6. She has now reached the 1,000-point mark in her career. Rachel Binding with 3 and Brianna Graham with 2. The Quakers led by Hannah Franklin with 8. Flynn with 2. Stroud with 2. Curtis with 2. Feathers with a single point. Maya Looney also with a single point. The Quakers shooting only 40%. Bluffton shooting 62% after the opening period of play. Bluffton basketball once again. Here's Graham. Skip pass. And they'll find now Moore. And there's a turnover by the Beavers. Stroud back the other way. And Franklin gets hit in the lane, and she'll go to the line for 2. That'll be called, I think they got number 13. That'll be Kayla Huker. Well, we've seen a lot of different players now get some playing time here for Bluffton in this first half as Franklin to the line. Franklin playing now her second to last collegiate basketball game. Second free throw's on the way and good. We remind you again, you can follow live stats on GoEarlham.com throughout today's game. And, of course, we'll be back here Saturday for a men's and women's doubleheader. Here's Mills. Mills not really a scorer. She's the point guard and the distributor on this team. Skip past Graham, back to Mills. I say that. She shoots and misses. And the long rebound by Huker, and the Quakers come away with it. Here's Franklin, goes by the defender, missed the right-hand layup. Boy, that's a puppy right there you got to hit. Here's Mills. And against a team like this, you can't afford to miss those shots. Here's Binding underneath, and the layup good. Quakers unable to get back in transition defense. Now trailed by 9. Meadows out on the high post. Franklin lobs inside, back to Meadows, turns to her right, misses, and the rebound by Chelsea Moore. And Beaver basketball once again. Here's Graham. Graham stops, fires and misses, and Quakers had a little bit of a hole in that defense, and then Meadows trying to take away, at least take off with the basketball, knocked away by Moore. Shear back in, and Casey Rowe coming back in. By the way, Rowe is out of Harrod, Ohio, the home of Simeon Fess, who was a U.S. House representative. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Good old Simeon. Simeon, I understand, has a statue there in Harrod, Ohio. That ball goes out of bounds, intended for Maya Looney. Turnover for the Quakers. That'll be the 4th turnover for the Quakers. McFarland coming out. We'll see Cameron White come back in, and the Quakers go to a 1-2-2. Quakers mixing things up. They had a 2-3 earlier. And now the 1-2-2. Entry pass. They try to go high-low from O'Donnell underneath to Binding. Here's Rowe once again. Back out front to Shear. In the corner, O'Donnell wide open. Missed the 3. And right into the hands underneath of Casey Rowe, and she lays it in. Quakers will have to rebound much better. Earlham down by 11. Here's White. Staying in the ball game for the Quakers, Kendall Spears. She's out of Plainfield, Indiana. The drive and losing the basketball might have been stripped out of the hands. Casey Rowe gaining a hand on it off that drive for Hannah Franklin. 13 on the shot clock. It will remain Quaker basketball. 7:33 remaining in the quarter. Here's Franklin guarded by Rowe. And that'll be a foul on Vining. Vining thought she got hooked by Maya Looney. Change once again for the Beavers. We'll see Jessica Bogan come in out of Cincinnati's Princeton High School. Quakers end up getting a fresh 30. Here's the inbound, and Looney misses. And running it down on the baseline will be O'Donnell. Quakers set that up well, just didn't finish it. Here's Mills on the right wing to Rowe. Good entry pass, and there, what do we have? A travel. That's a good call right there as Bogan took the extra step. Turnover. That's only the second turnover now for Bluffton here in the first half. Quakers got their offense going a little bit better in that, at least toward the end of that opening period of play. Here's Looney on the low block, spins back to the inside, throws it up with the left hand, got it to go. I'm not sure she saw the basket, but she knew she was in the general area. And the Quakers down by 9. Rowe on the right wing, guarded there by Sparks. Here's Rowe, wide open three. They have not shot well from the outside. They haven't had to. The offensive rebound, Shearer, she goes to the floor, and the Quakers come away with it. Here's White, looking inside to Stroud. Stroud calling for it, now will get it. Stroud back to the right, jump hook no good, and the rebound by Shearer. Shearer will bring it out herself, looking down low to Rowe. Rowe, skip pass intended for Mills. Mills able to run it down. Will bounce it now to O'Donnell. And a traveling call, so O'Donnell walks with it. And that'll be turnover number 3 now on Bluffton. Stroud will come out of the ball game, and back in for the Quakers will be Zoe Curtis. Quakers have gone now 6 deep on their bench. We've seen that. I think that they've gone also, speaking of Bluffton, that ball loose at midcourt, and what do we have? A foul. They may get Cameron White. Well, they're going to get Spears, number 15, not number 10. So Spears will pick up the foul. See, Bluffton has gone 5 deep on their bench. And Bluffton will get a timeout. We will take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 6:05 remaining in the second. Quakers down by 9.
Hey, this is Steve. And out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
A couple of quick numbers. The Quakers now shooting 35%, Bluffton at 50%. Both teams 0 for 3 from three-point range. Quakers with 6 turnovers, Bluffton with 3, and the Quakers and now out-rebounded 14-11. 6:05 remaining after the timeout by Bluffton. They'll have the basketball. Mills working it left side to Rowe, back to Mills. And once again, Shear. Nice pass underneath as Rowe wide open, goes off her fingertips and out of bounds. And she might have been as surprised to be as wide open as that Earlham defense for some reason. In that 1-2-2, everybody shifted over. Nobody was down on that low block, or at least midway through the lane. So a turnover once again by the Beavers. Looney in the high post will let him cross, turns, fires and hits it. Looney from 15. Nice job that time by Maya Looney, being patient with it offensively. And that's why we go Looney for Maya. Bluffton basketball. Here's Mills. Will find Shearer. Back to Mills. Quakers stay in that 1-2-2. That shot no good by O'Donnell from 3, and a rebounding foul underneath, and they may get Cameron White. White can't believe that call. Graham coming back in. Brianna Graham for the Beavers coming out of the ball game will be Jessica Boggin. And the inbound inside to Rowe, knocked to the floor, no whistle. They let him play through that one. Here's White. White driving by O'Donnell and lays it in, and all of a sudden the Quakers down by 5. 5 minutes remaining. And there's another turnover by the Beavers. Mills will turn it over. Back the other way. Here is White inside, layup good. And the Quakers down by 3 in a timeout once again for Bluffton. And this will be a full timeout. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down by 3.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at tonyscarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-30-400. Quakers coming right back. They're in this ball game down by 3. It was double digits just moments ago. I think the Beavers might have gone to their bench a little bit early. And now Earlham right back in it. Here's Mills. Entry pass to Rowe. In the lane, shot of the way, rims in and out. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Maya Looney. Nope, they're going to say it was last touched by the Beavers. That's a break for Earlham. I thought Looney touched it last. So now Earlham a chance to tie. If they get a 3 right here, they'll run a little 1-4 low. Looney out on the high post. Backdoor cut. Franklin, layup good. Run to perfection. And Earlham down by 1. And, boy, the Quakers battling back here in the second quarter. Here's Mills. Skip pass to Graham in the corner now to Shear. She'll drive off the glass and good. And a foul will be called against Looney, and Looney back inside that restricted area once again. So the basket will count. Boy, Maya's got to come out above that arc in order to get the call, and that's automatic in high school and college basketball now. Meadows will come in, and Looney will sit down. Maya Looney picking up her second foul. White has 2, Flynn has 2, Looney and Feathers all have 2. As that free throw is good, and the Quakers now trail it by 4. White almost getting careless with the basketball, went behind the back and nearly stolen away by Mills. In the ballgame for the Quakers, Sylvia Barnes. Barnes down the lane, off the glass, no good. And we've got a foul 80 feet away from the basket. That's not a good foul right there by Sylvia Barnes. One thing about missing the shot, that's certainly understandable, but they don't foul trying to get the ball back out of frustration. 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That's O'Donnell down in the low block. Shear works it back outside again to Graham. Here's Mills. Quick entry pass knocked away right back into the hands of Shear, and she'll go out front. The shot missed by O'Donnell. Quakers on a 3-on-2 break the other way. Here's Cameron White, and layup good. And the Quakers down by 2. I think this Bluffton team got a little comfortable. Then they got that double-digit lead. They started subbing a little bit early. Entry pass underneath to Rowe. Turnaround shot good. Not saying they're not going to battle back, but I think they may have thought that game was over a little bit early. And for head coach Chad Shuttler trying to get some players in, that'll be a travel turnover by the Quakers. Lexi McFarland will come back in. Cameron White will sit down. I know the idea for Coach Shuttler trying to get some new players in and give them some playing time, but better make sure the game is well within striking distance of a win before you do so, especially if your bench doesn't play much. Graham skip pass now to Mills. Works it left side now to Shear. And once again, here is Graham for three and got it. And they have not shot well from the outside as Graham hits the three. That's going to be their first three-pointer of the ball game. Barnes a lob underneath. Double teamed underneath is... That ball is going to be blocked as the shot on Barnes, as that was Zoe Curtis underneath on the double team. Here's Mills back the other way, layup good. Boy, Barnes tried to feed that ball inside to Zoe Curtis, and yet she was fronted and had a defender behind her. And now the Quakers, they got it to within one. Now they're down by 9 once again. Meadows trying to cut down the lane, nothing there. Here's Barnes once again. Bypasses the screen, drives, and a foul call, and that may be O'Donnell on the foul. So O'Donnell picks up the foul, and here is Barnes at the line. Barnes, 63% from the line. .142 remaining now here in the second. Barnes on the board here in the quarter. We'll see Chelsea Moore come in once again for Bluffton. Stroud will come back in for the Quakers. And the second free throw now by Sylvia Barnes. Barnes misses number 2, but Curtis with a rebound. Curtis back up with it. Can't get it to go. The rebound, Rowe. And here come the Beavers. Rowe, nice pass, streaking to the basket, layup good by Shear. And the Quakers will get a timeout right here as a minute 30 remaining on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers got it to within 1. Now they trail this one by 10.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Just $3.50. It is Wednesday. It's the turkey breast. Tomorrow, the Italian BMT. And then Friday, the tuna. If you're looking toward the weekend, Saturday, the Black Forest ham. And Sunday, the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway. Eat fresh. Boy, the Quakers got this thing to within 1. And just like that, Bluffton coming right back. Quakers had a couple of turnovers in the last minute and a half or so that cost them, at least on the, especially in this most recent one, on that fast break between Rowe and Shear. And they ran the floor well. So 90 seconds remaining. See if the Quakers can get this under 10 as Lexi McFarland has checked back in for the Quakers. McFarland receiving, firing the three-pointer short. Long rebound, Curtis once again. The Quakers get a fresh 30. Hannah Franklin on the right. Wiesner's coming the ball game. She'll be the other guard on the left side. Crossover Franklin, takes it to the basket, lays it in. Nice job again by Hannah Franklin. Saw the mismatch. She had a quick advantage right there against Macy Shearer. Here's Mills. Off now to Graham. 48 seconds to go. Graham gets the screen by Mills. Posting up underneath is Rowe. Graham skip pass now to Shear. Shear will find Moore. And once again, Mills, 4 on the shot clock. Mills misses. The rebound inside by Shear, and we've got a jump ball as Zoe Curtis did a nice job defensively, and the possession arrow in favor of the Quakers. So Earlham with the basketball, and there's a maybe 0.02 of a second between the shot clock and the game clock. So the Quakers can work this thing right down and giving Bluffton no opportunity to score here before the end of the first half. Franklin bouncing to McFarland at the left elbow. Back at the top now to Franklin. The jumper from 18 went about 17, and coming away with it is Graham, and she stepped out of bounds. And so it will stay right here with 1.3 remaining on the clock. Got to shoot quick. Franklin turns, and they'll say, nope, she stepped out of bounds, but they'll say that is going to be the end. Let's see if they'll put time back on the clock. Even if it is, it's got to be maybe 0.2. There can't be much left as the three officials you see getting together to discuss how much time they would put back on. It's got to be just a fraction of a second. But it looks like they will put some time on. How much will be? Now, you got to have it at least, well, they're going to put 0.3. That's not enough to catch and do anything with it anyway. They'll inbound and end this first half. You need about 0.7 if you're shooting somewhere close, but you're going the length of the floor right here. There's nothing really Bluffton can do at this point. There's your inbound, and we've made it to halftime. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Bluffton 41, Earlham 33. We'll be back with our halftime report in just a moment. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com.
Hey, Chuck, where you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No. At FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck.
I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Earlham alumni, do you think your Earlham experience ended when you graduated? No way. Your Alumni Council works to keep alumni connected to the college and to represent the alumni through outreach activities on campus. Interested in joining? Contact the Alumni Office.
I am your physician.
I am your caregiver.
I am your spiritual support.
I am here to help you be independent
and achieve your optimal health.
But I am also a cancer survivor.
I am living with diabetes.
I am a chef.
And an artist.
I am your neighbor.
I am the face of Reed Health.
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 Reed Health, right beside you.
Back once again here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Halftime as Bluffton on top, 41-33. Halftime report brought to you by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and many, many more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted the #1 donut in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town, the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Halftime team numbers, let's start with Bluffton. They ended up shooting 15 of 31, good enough for 48%. Only 1 of 5 from three-point range, and 10 of 13 from the line. They finished with 6 turnovers, 20 rebounds in that first half, only 4 offensive boards. That's good news for the Quakers. They haven't given up as many offensive boards as we have seen in previous games. 8 assists, 4 blocks, 3 steals, and 20 points in the paint in the first half for Bluffton. Quakers ended up 13 of 31, good enough for 42%, 0 for 4 from three-point range, 7 of 10 from the line, 8 turnovers, finished with 17 rebounds for those offensive, 6 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 6 bench points, and 12 points in the paint in that first half of play. As far as individual numbers go, first off for Bluffton, Macy Shear finished with 11, Casey Rowe with 10, Abigail O'Donnell with 8, Brianna Graham finished with 5. Thank you, sir. Baseball's almost here. You what? Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Wow. Talking baseball while we're doing stats. By the way, Brianna Graham with 5, Rachel Binding with 5, TJ Mills with 2. The Quakers were led by Hannah Franklin with 14, 6 of 12 shooting in the first half. She also landed up with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Good numbers for Hannah Franklin. Cameron White with 6 points, Maya Looney with 5, Mariah Flynn with 2, Taylor Stroud with 2, Zoe Curtis with 2, Sylvia Barnes and Shania Feathers with 1 point each. And by the way, in foul trouble, the Quakers, Cameron White, Maya Looney, Mariah Flynn, and Shania Feathers, also Kendall Spears with 2 fouls each. And in foul trouble for the Beavers, you have Abigail O'Donnell with 2, Rachel Binding with 2, and those are your players, again, in foul trouble here in the first half of play. Halftime score once again on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It is Bluffton 41, Earlham 33. We'll come back with your halftime update from college basketball and much more in just a couple of moments. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive," and so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. new and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. WetzelAuto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners. Halftime here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Let's get you caught up on the top 25 scoreboard in men's college basketball in the first half. Number 10, North Carolina, now leading North Carolina State 23-10. In the second half, it is number 18, Cincinnati, on top of South Florida, 43-26. In the first half, number 20, Creighton, leading Seton Hall by 3, 14-11. Late in the second half, Arkansas looking for the upset over number 21, South Carolina. The Razorbacks on top of that one, 75-71. Number 23, Maryland, winning on the road at Northwestern. And they're in the second half, about halfway through that second half. Maryland on top, 56-38. Later tonight, number 12, Duke is at number 14, Virginia. Tulane at number 19, SMU. And St. John's, that's an 8:30 start time, about 5 minutes away. They will be at number 24, Butler, over in Indianapolis. In women's college basketball, 2 games in top 25 play in the third quarter. Number 2, Maryland, pounding Wisconsin, 58-25. And in the third quarter, it is West Virginia looking for the upset over number 24, Kansas State, 43-30. A bevy of games in the NBA tonight, including the Cavaliers and the Pacers in Cleveland. They're at halftime. Cleveland on top of that one, 57-54. Also at halftime, San Antonio leading Orlando, 54-37. In the second quarter, Boston on top of Philadelphia by 5, 48-43. Also in the second quarter, Detroit leads Dallas, 46-23. In period number 2, Milwaukee in Brooklyn leading by 10, 51-41. In Toronto, the Raptors leading Charlotte in the second quarter, 36-27. In the opening quarter of play, Miami on top of Houston, 15-13. Also in the opening period, Memphis leading New Orleans very early, 12-3. Later tonight, Minnesota's at Denver. The Lakers at Phoenix. Portland is at Utah. New York at Oklahoma City. Sacramento at Golden State. And Atlanta is in Los Angeles to take on the Clippers. In the NHL tonight, 4 games on tap in the second period. Columbus shutting out Toronto 3-0. In the opening period, St. Louis leading Detroit 1-0. Later tonight, Philadelphia is at Calgary, and Florida is on the road at San Jose. That is a look at your halftime scoreboard. When we come back, second half action coming up. See if the Quakers can come back like they did in the first half, down double digits, rallied to get it to within 1, with Bluffton leading by 8 at halftime, 41-33. This is Earlham basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770. Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. A reminder, tonight's game brought to you in part by Harrington Hoke Insurance. At Harrington Hoke, they spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonhoke.com. Harrington Hoke, we got it. We are ready for the second half. It'll be Beaver basketball. Mills, Rowe, O'Donnell, Shear, and Binding all in the starting lineup for the second half. Quakers go with their starters in the second half. Wiesner, White, Flynn, Franklin, and Looney. Ball will go out of bounds. It'll stay right here. It only took 8 seconds off the shot clock. Mills will inbound. And we'll find Rowe out front. Gets the screen by O'Donnell. Here's Mills once again on the drive. Short on the shot. Binding there with the offensive rebound and the putback. That hasn't happened that much tonight to the Quakers giving up the offensive rebounds, but it did to begin the second half. Wiesner got some early minutes in the first half. Did not play a whole lot in that first half. Here's Looney. Spins back with the left hand. No on the shot. Can't get it to go on the rebound by Shear. So Bluffton basketball with a 10-point lead. Entry pass will find Rowe. It goes out of bounds and turnover by Bluffton. Beavers preparing for the upcoming HCAC basketball tournament. The top 6 teams qualify. We'll be preparing for the baseball season. Here's Franklin, another backdoor cut. Franklin soft off the glass, give Mariah Flynn the assist. Well, we'll be beginning the Quaker baseball season here very soon. We're only a few days away from the opener as that ball knocked out of bounds by Maya Looney. Quakers picked number 1 in the HCAC this year. By the way, we also just learned that the Earlham women's cross-country team had the 3rd highest GPA in Division III at 3.76. That's a great, great accomplishment as that shot short by Rowe. But like I'll mention this in a moment. Here's Flynn, and Flynn loses it. Turnover Quakers as we head back the other way. Here's Mills. Shear driving on the baseline. She got hammered by Flynn. Flynn didn't agree with that call, but she did get her with a body. The 3.76 GPA, very impressive, much like Macy Shear's 1,000 points. But like I said earlier, I had 2,000, and that GPA is nothing compared to the 4.0 that I had in college. 1 point for each year. in the ball game now is Kendall Spears. Second free throw is no good. Well, you know, I take a 4.0 anytime I could get it. Here is Looney from 15 off the back of the iron, and the rebound by Shear, and a foul in the backcourt. Wiesner picks up the foul. You know, the funny thing is about having a 4.0, they never once, or no one has actually asked me to come talk to them about academics here at Earlham College. It's amazing. Here's Rowe in the corner. Entry pass will find Beining. Turns, fires, and hits. Nice job with the right hand. And back to an 11-point lead. I would talk about my Rhodes Scholarship, but who's bragging? That ball loose, picked up once again by Franklin. 14 on the shot clock, then Franklin loses it. Turnover, Rowe with a steal. Lead pass to O'Donnell, and O'Donnell scores, and she's fouled by Wiesner. Boy, Wiesner picks up foul number 2, and just like that, the lead at 13. And here's Feathers back in the ball game. By the way, on Saturday, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors that will be honored for Senior Day. Free throw is good. And the Quakers back down by 14. White at the point. Earlier, Franklin was at the point. Wiesner with the basketball. Once again, here's Looney. They'll go high-low. Feathers underneath. Left-hand shot, left it short. Had that one blocked by Beining. Boy, you got to hit that first one, and Feathers had basically a chip shot right there and couldn't get it to go in. Quakers have 27 on the shot clock. 7:18 remaining in the third. And the entry, that's a foul on O'Donnell. Yeah, I wanted to mention that the Rhodes Scholarship that I got isn't the Rhodes one R-H-O-A-D-E-S or something like that? Mine is R-O-A-D-S, Rhodes. So I used to work on the highway department. Here is Chelsea Moore back in. Here's the entry, Wiesner. By the way, if you're listening, you can send your complaints to my wife. Here is Franklin. We don't have a complaint department here. There's another turnover by the Quakers. We generally take complaints and send them to the trash can. Skip pass will find Shear for 3. Can't get the roll. The rebound by Moore. Put back, rolls off the iron. Another rebound by Rowe. Can't get it to go, and Wiesner comes away with it. Quakers 3-on-2 break. Franklin bouncing to White. Layup is good. Nice job running the floor by the Quakers. Here's Mills across the timeline. We'll find Shear. Bounce pass Beining. Looks inside to Rowe. Rowe picks it up and will be fouled. Boy, it wasn't clean, but Casey Rowe able to get position inside. And Feathers will pick up the foul. Still a 12-point lead for Bluffton as Rowe goes to the line. Free throw is good. Quakers make a change. We'll see Zoe Curtis come back in. Curtis played well in the first half. Feathers will sit down. Yeah, one thing, of course, now Feathers at the end of her basketball career, second free throw is good. The one thing you would like to have seen her done, at least to her senior years, learn how to play in foul trouble. And the Quakers had to bring her out of the ball game so many times. That ball near the sideline, and a jump ball is coming over as Shear got a hand on it, and the possession arrow stays here, but that'll be a turnover for the Quakers. But the bigs for the Quakers, when you speak of Maya Looney and Shania Feathers, two seniors, they spent a lot of time on the bench as that ball knocked out of bounds by Mills. They spent time on the bench because the foul trouble. And they just never seemed to adapt to play through having a couple of fouls, and their productivity ended up going down, especially in their senior year when you really needed them on the floor. Entry pass Curtis will go opposite to Looney. Looney tried to kick it out and turned it over. Here's Moore. Franklin went for the steal. Here's the pass underneath. Give the assist to Mills. Rowe will score the bucket. Timeout for the Quakers. We will take a timeout as well. 5:56 remaining here in the third. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down 53-37. Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarSales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars. Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. You know, I'm a little bit hurt by some comments made during the timeout about my collegiate GPA. I will not be abused like that. We may have to find us a new camera person. White across the timeline. Feeds inside to Curtis. Curtis misses the shot. And the rebound by Shear. Shear will find Mills at the right wing. Gets the screen by Binding and then fires and misses short. Rebound inside by Moore. Had it blocked. Coming away with it is Shear once again. She will find Mills wide open. Her 15-footer no good. Looney tips it outside. And a collision there between White and Shear, and it goes to Mills. So once again, Bluffton with the basketball. Here's Shear. 3-pointers on the way. That one is no good. And the rebound by Maya Looney. Quakers, by the way, now shooting 41%. Bluffton at 44%. So the Quakers have closed the gap there, but still trailing on the scoreboard, 53-37. Quakers run that high cross at the top. White back outside to Looney. Inside to Curtis. Curtis will find Wiesner. Shot fake. Takes it baseline. Pull-up jumper. Good. Wiesner with a bucket, the freshman out of Columbus North High School. Her high school team will be playing here on Saturday in the semi-state against Indianapolis Pike High School. Winner will go on to the state championship next week. Looney knocks away the entry pass from Binding. Graham back in now for Bluffton. We'll see Taylor Stroud come back in wearing number 33 for the Quakers. 4:25 remaining in the third. Graham inbounding, does so to Mills, and White almost got a hand on it. 12 on the shot clock. Mills. Graham on the right wing once again. Now with a left-hand dribble. Kicks it outside to Shear. Drives. Will find Binding. Her jumper is no good. And the rebound by Maya Looney. Here's White off of the outlet pass. Will give it off now to Franklin. Franklin will drive in the lane, falls to the floor, and we've got a foul call, and Franklin went down pretty hard. That may be Binding on the foul. Alexia McFarland will come in, and Ashley Salyer will come in now for the Beavers. Quakers off the inbound. Here is Looney. Too hard with the shot. Rebound by Moore. Mills will lead now. Salyer with the basketball. Inside Binding. Binding may have changed her pivot feet. No whistle there. Once again on the drive is Salyer. Will find Mills. 14 on the shot clock now for the Beavers. Nice pass inside to Binding, and she'll be fouled as she goes up with the left hand. And the foul called against Maya Looney. Looney picks up, I believe, number 3. Don't forget you can follow live stats on GoEarlham.com. And again, Maya just picked up her 3rd, so she's actually played several minutes here in the 3rd quarter before picking up her 3rd foul. Curtis back in. Looney will sit down. So one more now for Binding. After the game, we'll name the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game. As that free throw's missed, offensive rebound, Moore can't put it in. And coming away with it for the Quakers will be Hannah Franklin. Here's Franklin all the way to the basket. No on the shot. And coming away with it will be Graham. Lead pass. Salyer drives and contact. No whistle. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Quaker basketball. Well, there's a lot of contact on that play. As mentioned, we'll name the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game and the Subway Sub of the Game. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Here's Wiesner. Stroud on the high post, almost losing it. And then kicks it intended for McFarland and throws it out of bounds. Turnover once again for the Quakers. That'll be number 13. Binding coming out of the ball game. Jessica Bogan coming back in. She'll wear number 32 out of Cincinnati. A 5'10 senior. Quakers could use a stop right here. They need to get this thing back underneath 10 for the fourth quarter. Moore shot fake, puts it on the floor, lost it, jump ball, and will stay here. But the Beavers charged with a turnover as they lose the possession arrow. 2:52 remaining in the third. And Bluffton inbounding with 17. Here's Graham. Well, one thing that'll hold Bluffton back is they're not a good outside shooting basketball team, at least from three-point range. At least they have not shown that tonight. Mills on the drive, draws the foul, and she will score and go for a three-point play. Wiesner picks up the foul. Of course, you look at all the teams in the potential playoff pool, and they've all had a pretty good year. Of course, Rose-Hulman, they've won 20. If Bluffton wins tonight, it'll be their 20th win. You look at Transylvania, 17 wins. Those are your top three teams. Stroud will be fouled, and that will go against Bogan. So Stroud at the line. Rose, 15 wins in the conference. Bluffton with 13. So right now you have Rose, Bluffton, Transylvania, Franklin, Hanover, and Defiance. And right now it would take a miracle for Manchester to get in, because that free throw is good by Stroud. So it looks like those are going to be your six, with Manchester, Anderson, Earlham, and Mount St. Joe waiting until next year. Second free throw is good by Stroud. Of course, the big question is Mills brings it across the timeline. Salyer looks inside to Bogan. Bogan lost it out of bounds. Turnover, Beavers. But the thing the Quakers will have to look, what do they do next year? Where do they go to find their next head coach? And certainly with the uncertainty of that situation, how many of the freshmen will come back? And also here is Curtis on the high post. We'll give it off now to McFarland. McFarland had it blocked, and Moore comes away with it. But not only the freshmen, how many will come back, or the other underclassmen? But then the other question is, what about the recruiting class? They don't know potentially what's coming up. Here's Mills from 15, rims in and out. And the rebound, Moore put back no. And Moore battling, gets another offensive rebound and will be fouled. It may be Zoe Curtis. The problem is with another coaching change in your program is there's just no stability. Sophia Richard will come in, the senior out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. That free throw is good by Moore. And from a recruiting standpoint for the Quakers over the last couple of years, they've done a pretty good job of getting some talented freshmen in. As we'll see Mariah Flynn come back in. Second free throw by Moore is no good, but sneaking in and getting the offensive rebound put back no by Graham, and then another offensive board by Bogan. So the Quakers unable to rebound. So now Bogan goes to the line for two. 17-point lead with 1:42 remaining. Huker coming back in out of Botkins, Ohio. So now Bogan back in for her second. By the way, you look at this one tonight statistically, and the Quakers have given up now 22 points off turnovers. I know they've had only 13, but they have led to points tonight for the Beavers. Here's Franklin looking for an opening. Here's a three on the way by McFarland, no good. And coming away with it will be Salyer for Bluffton. Still a minute 22 to go. Plenty of time remaining in the opening period. Here's Graham. Graham gets the screen from Bogan. Graham, short jumper in the lane off the back of the iron. And the rebound, Richard, there for the Quakers. Here's Franklin. Franklin goes by one defender. Bounce pass to Richard and almost threw it away. Back once again to Franklin. Bucket good. Good job by Richard to stay inbound on the baseline. And the Quakers down by 16. Quakers again in the first half got it to within one, but that's been about as close as they've gotten in this one as Bluffton got that lead quickly back to 9. Here's Salyer on the drive and turns it over. Franklin, 36 seconds remaining. Franklin bouncing now to Flynn. Will drive. Left-hand shot way short. Rebound for the Quakers. That was Curtis. Back out once again to McFarland. She can't get the three. And the rebound by Huker once again. It'll be Bluffton basketball. Shot clock is off. 18 seconds to go now here in the first half. Here's Graham. Nice left-hand attempt that time by Bogan, and she'll be fouled by Curtis. So Curtis picks up number 3. And the free throw's on the way and no good. Kyra Joseph coming in, playing her 13th game. Only played 31 minutes the entire season. Joseph out of Covenant Christian High School. Second free throw missed, and we've got a jump ball, I believe, in the lane as Bogan able to sneak in there and tie things up. Possession arrow in favor of the Quakers. 5.8 remaining now here in this third quarter. Quakers try to get a shot right here as Franklin crossed the 10-second line, and they will not get this one away. That would not have counted no matter what. And we head to the fourth quarter in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Right now, Bluffton on top of this one, 59-43.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Well, a couple of quick numbers. Right now, Bluffton shooting just 39%. The Quakers at 37%. Quakers 0 for 7 from three-point range tonight. Bluffton just 1 for 8. 10 turnovers tonight for Bluffton, 13 for the Quakers. But now the Beavers out-rebounding the Quakers 40-37. So huge advantage right there, and 16 of those offensive rebounds. We thought that was a number that would be contained a little bit in the first half. The drive and the bucket good by Rowe. And she'll go to the line to look to complete the three-point play. By the way, Rowe leading the way with 16 points. Shear with 12. O'Donnell with 11. Binding with 10. Franklin 18 points. Leading the Quakers as the free throw is good. 62-43. It'll be Quaker basketball. That is Zoe Curtis. Outside the three-point line, will drive baseline, looks for the reverse layup, traveled with it, and she almost got away with it. The underneath official wasn't going to call it. That'll be a turnover. So you like to see at least Zoe do something like that, because from a standpoint of getting herself offensively minded for next season will be a huge key. Roll with the basketball once again, gives it off now to O'Donnell. O'Donnell drives, and Flynn called for the foul, and O'Donnell went down pretty hard. Slow to get up right here is Abigail O'Donnell. Mariah picks up number 4. You know, Quakers tonight, I thought they didn't start out with very good energy, and then they really picked it up in that second quarter, got this thing to within a single point. And then I just think they kind of ran out of gas a little bit, because then Bluffton got their starters back in and ended up really taking control of the basketball game at that point. Now O'Donnell's at the line, and they're going to take her out and bring in Graham to shoot the free throws. So apparently they don't feel that O'Donnell is well enough after that hard foul to shoot free throws. Quakers down by 20. Second free throw now by Graham is on the way and good. Now you probably know why they wanted Graham to come in and shoot him, because O'Donnell's coming right back in. Nice move that time if you're the head coach, Chad Shuttler for Bluffton. Here is a 3 on the way, no good by McFarland as the Quakers continue to struggle. Now 0 for 8 from three-point range. Here's Shear on the drive, basket good, and another chance for a three-point play. Well, for the Quakers now, nothing going right here in the fourth quarter, and Mariah Flynn just fouled out. So Flynn done for the night. Flynn will foul out with just 2 points. 1 of 5 shooting. So here is Shearer. And the free throw is good. Still 8:52 remaining in this fourth quarter. White on the high post, and almost a turnover picked up there by Joseph. Going to have to be better on those passes. Kind of cut down that passing lane a little bit. Here's McFarland at the top. Gets the screen from Looney. McFarland back to Looney at the high post to White. White driving baseline right. Stops, pivots, kicks it back outside to McFarland. Throws it up. Misses it right at the buzzer. Ball is loose, and a turnover there by the Beavers. Here is Franklin once again to White. Shot fake, steps, drives left hand, looks inside for Looney and turns it over. Well, the one thing that will drive a head coach absolutely nuts is no ball fake. And White that time tried to throw over the extended arms of a defender and ended up costing her, and we've got another foul on the Quakers. You either fake high, pass low, or pass low, or pass fake low and pass high. You want me to give you that again? Here is Mills at the line, but you don't see some players do that very often. At least as much as they should, as Mills hits the free throw. Barnes back in. McFarland will sit down. The thing that bothers you about some players today, they think they can throw through arms, and that just doesn't work. You got to cut down on the passing lane as well. Instead of passing from this angle straight, you go over here and pass it from an angle. Cut down that passing lane. Some fundamentals just aren't getting through, I don't think. Here's Looney. Looney on the drive. Strong move by Looney to lay it in. 68-45 here in the fourth. Mills will find Rowe, stops, kicks it off to Binding. Binding trying to make a move against Maya Looney, and Binding goes to the floor. Binding out of Ottoville, Ohio. Anybody know where that is? Binding tries to throw inside. I think they got Looney on the foul, and I'm not so sure that that's a shooting foul. That was a pass. Well, that's going to be 5 anyway, so 5 fouls on the Quakers, no fouls on Bluffton here in the fourth quarter. Here's Binding at the line. The only fact I could find on at least the 5 starters was Simeon Fess. Second free throw is good. I found nothing on Ottoville. Bucyrus, Ohio, that's where Macy Shear is from. We were more concerned about her getting her 1,000 points. Here's White on the drive. Joseph back outside to Franklin. Here's a three-pointer off the mark as Barnes can't get it to go, and the rebound again by Binding. Pass inside, and that will score. And tell you what, Abigail O'Donnell, I'm not sure how she got that ball up above her shoulders, but she was able to score and will be fouled. I think they got Joseph on the foul, and we'll see Shear go to the line to take that back. O'Donnell for one shot. O'Donnell with 11. 4 players in double figures now for the Beavers. And we'll see a couple of changes for Bluffton as well. Back in the ball game will be Kayla Huker wearing number 13, and I think we'll see O'Donnell come out of the ball game after this free throw if she makes it. So O'Donnell leaving, and back in will be Chelsea Moore. You know, Moore's played well in her time here tonight. She'll be a nice player, 5'10", out of Delaware, Ohio. Went to Olentangy High School. That's where they made Tang. Here is Franklin for 3. He missed it. And the rebound by Huker. Here come the Beavers. Mills bouncing to Moore. Moore to the basket, layup good. Well, everything falling now for Bluffton. 30-point lead. Barnes back the other way. Offensive foul. The only reason that's a foul on Barnes is she was out of control, and not saying there wasn't contact both ways, but you can't go barreling in the way that Barnes did that time and expect to get the call. DJ Kesey, a 6-footer in the ball game now for the Beavers. They'll be cleaning off their bench here relatively soon. Ball knocked away by Looney. Right back again to Shear. Drives and scores, and boy, they've hit everything now in this fourth quarter. Their shooting percentage going to start going back up here pretty quick. Well, they got off to a great start, though, hitting well over 60% in the early stages of this ball game. Here's Looney, top of the key. We'll give it off now to Franklin. Quakers are going to bring 3 more players in. Bluffton will go back to their bench. 9 on the shot clock. Franklin from 15, good. Hannah Franklin for the Quakers tonight. She has shot well. 8 of 16, 18 points. Huker will find Mills. And here's Moore at the top. And a foul on Joseph. We'll go back to the free throw line. 5:10 remaining here in the fourth. I want to mention Saturday, the women's game will begin at 1 against Mount St. Joseph. The men's game at around 3:30. And again, we'll have both games right here. Radio Troy Digital Sports. Montejunis coming in. That is Erica Montejunis out of Mentor. Richard coming back in for the Quakers. Here's Moore with the free throw. 78-47. Montejunis, 5'6" and a sophomore. She'll wear number 15. Here is the three-pointer up and good. Quakers finally get a three by Lexi McFarland. That's their first one of the night. Quakers now 1 of 11 from the three-point line. Here's Moore. Huker bouncing down on the low post here to Kesey. Montejunis on the drive, missed the shot, got the offensive rebound and a fresh 30. Baseline shot, and that's up and good as Kesey gets on the board. And it's back to a 30-point lead. Here's Franklin. Franklin trying to find an opening. Feathers back in for the Quakers. She'll set the screen. Here's McFarland, another three, good. Two in a row for Lexi McFarland. And we're down to 4 minutes remaining in this one. Double high screen. Take your pick which way you want to go right here for Salyer. Back to Moore. Moore driving. Nice job by Moore. Missed it. Got the offensive rebound and puts it back and will be fouled. And Moore at 5'10", able to put the ball on the floor and take it to the rack. Feathers will pick up the foul. By the way, from a career standpoint, as that free throw is no good, we mentioned Hannah Franklin. If she shot 3 3-pointers today. If she made all 3, she becomes the all-time leader in that category, but she's 0 for 3, so she's going to have to wait until her next game unless she can fire 3 here pretty quickly and get all 3 of them. Both free throws were missed. And we'll head back the other way. Here's Franklin, the screen by Feathers. Franklin turns and turns it over. Montejunis picks up the loose basketball. Will bring it across the timeline. And here's Salyer. Will set it up now for Bluffton. Bounce pass on the wing to Huker. Walked with it, no whistle. Montejunis on the drive. Feathers gets the block. Montejunis gets it back. And what do we got? A kick ball. No shot there by DJ Kesey. Another change now. We'll see Lacey Trumbull come in. Out of North Baltimore, Ohio. You know, it's no wonder half the time people can't figure out where they're going when you have a North Baltimore in Ohio, and I bet you've got a North Baltimore in Baltimore. Here's a drive and the bucket good by Huker. You've got a Boston, Indiana. You've got an Atlanta, Indiana. There's times I'll drive by Brazil and wonder where I'm at. 82-53. This is not fair. Here's Franklin. Once again, McFarland looking for an opening. Gets a screen by Richard. Drives to the baseline, and that'll be the first foul on Bluffton here in the fourth quarter. There is a new assistant coach down on the Earlham bench, and I don't know who that is. I know Joe Adams is down there, but one other assistant. Here's McFarland. Feathers off to McFarland. Feathers set a hard screen that time on Salyer. That shot short, and the rebound by Barnes. Quaker basketball, 2.5 to go. They get a fresh 30. Here's McFarland behind the back dribble, and we've got a foul call on Salyer, but be careful. Feathers almost a moving screen. Richard will inbound. And again, the Quakers get another 30 seconds on the shot clock. This is McFarland. The screen by Barnes. McFarland goes left, fires the 3, misses, and we've got a rebounding foul. And this may go against Bluffton. I think that's going to be Trumbull. If there is a North Baltimore, is there a South Baltimore in Ohio? That's like Greenfield Central High School. There's no other high school there, so why do you need a Central one? Here's McFarland, three-pointer. Got another one. Unfortunately for the Quakers, too little, too late. 2:06 to go. But perhaps something to build for coming up Saturday. Monte Eunice on the drive, and Feathers got the block. Put back good inside by Kesey. And another three-point opportunity. Quakers will be emptying their bench. Several new players coming in. Danielle Long will come in. Jasmine Carter. Oh, I'm going to take that back. I thought they mentioned that was Hannah Franklin. It's apparently Lexi McFarland. It's a big boo-boo on my part. Free throws on the way and short. Try to pick up the other players that have come in. That is Kyra Joseph. This will be Kendall Spears. Daniel Long out of Fishers, played at International High School. And also coming in will be Michaela McFarland out of Centerville, a sophomore at 5'8". Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Monte Eunice, down to a minute 28. Nice pass underneath, layup good. That is Kesey once again. And it's back to a 30-point lead. We'll be very quick on the post game. Name the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the game. There's a turnover again by the Quakers. That's number 18. And we'll name the Subway Sub of the game, which right now looks like that might be Lexi McFarland. And there's a traveling call. Meadows coming back in. By the way, McFarland, 9 points. Only player in double digits now for the Quakers tonight is Hannah Franklin with 20. 4 players in double figures tonight for the Beavers. Entry pass intended there for Meadows. 48.3 seconds remaining. That shot's off the glass. Good. Give 2 points there to Spears. And we'll see the Beavers turn the basketball over once again. 4-on-1 break the other way, and the Quakers can't complete that. As that's a jump ball at midcourt. 4-on-1 break, and just couldn't get it to go. That's the kind of night it has been, and probably the kind of season has been for a while for this Earlham women's basketball team. 32.8 remaining. Meadows will inbound. McFarland lost it. Another turnover for the Quakers. And now we're getting a little sloppy poppy here in the fourth quarter. Foul will be called against Bluffton. These are now the kind of games that you appreciate the players getting a chance to put minutes in, but it gets a little bit sloppy here at the end. Here's Long. Here's a three-pointer on the way. Good. That'll be Michaela McFarland. We are down to our final 15 seconds. Monte Eunice with a basketball, and she got drilled by Meadows. And we will head to the free throw line with 10.3 to go. By the way, the Quakers will fall to 2-12 in the overall series against Bluffton. Last time the Quakers beat Bluffton back on December 4th of 2013, as that free throw is short. So it has been a while since Earlham has beaten Bluffton in women's college basketball. Second free throw. Monte Eunice on the way, good. And the last chance here. Here's McFarland once again. Traveled with it. Michaela, by the way, playing in only her 6th ball game of the season. There's the entry. 3 seconds to go. Don't foul right here. And this one is in the books. Your final score in your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Bluffton 87, Earlham 61. We'll come back and put a wrap on this one next. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond, Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com. Well, the Quakers lose it tonight. They have now fallen to 2-22 on the season and 2-15 in conference play. Meanwhile, on the other side for Bluffton, 14-3 in the conference. They've won their 20th ball game. They're now 20-4 on the season. The Quakers will be back in action coming up on Saturday as they will take on Mount St. Joe. That's a 1 o'clock start time. Time to name the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game tonight and the Subway Sub of the Game. The Subway Sub of the Game will go to Lexi McFarland. McFarland scored 9 points in tonight's game off the bench for the Quakers. And Hannah Franklin has been named the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game. 9 of 17 shooting tonight, 7 rebounds and 6 assists go along with 20 points. Good stat line there for Hannah Franklin, named the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game. Doubleheader coming up on Saturday. The women at 1, the men at 3:30. It'll be senior day for both teams. Neither team will qualify for the HCAC tournament this year, but we'll have all the senior day festivities coming up on Saturday. And again, our first game beginning at 1, followed by our second game at around 3:30. Final score once again tonight. It is Bluffton on top of this one, 87-61. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Women's Basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.